Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. In our top story, the odds of getting on the general election ballot is not looking good for some Republican candidates. There is no Republican ballot for the primary because election officials did not recognize the candidates submitted by the VIGOP. And one election official says there's no negotiation happening. Meanwhile, one disqualified candidate's name that's still on the primary ballot is causing concerns. News2's April Knight has a wrap-up.
Joint Election Board Chairman ARTURO WATLINGTON said it's going to take a judge's ruling for the election system to include some Republicans' names in the November ballot.
No, there's no negotiation. A court will have to order us to do that.
VIGOP State Chairman John Canegata said they received notice in May that they need to hold their own party elections, which they did, but the election system still did not accept their candidates for inclusion in the primaries. Therefore, no Republican ballot. But according to Watlington, they informed the parties that they need to conduct their party office elections, not the ones for public office.
They choose to try to have their own nomination process for public office. That was rejected by the Joint Board. They couldn't file for nominations of people for public office after the common filing date.
What added to the confusion for the VIGOP was that some Republicans filed for public office on their own, and their names will be included in the general election ballot. Meanwhile, some people are challenging the fact that Ivy Moses is still on the primary ballot for Democrats, in spite of being disqualified from the Senate race earlier in the year. According to Harriet Mercer, this disenfranchises voters and affects other senatorial candidates.
Even though they say it's not going to count, the program will throw it out, it means that it disenfranchised somebody who could have had it, who is a legitimate candidate. Could have gotten that vote, but did not get that vote because she was one of the 7. And had they not had that choice, they would have chosen a different one to make up the 7.
Mercer also said it's no excuse that the ballots have already been printed by the time of the disqualification.
2014 election, when there was the same similar situation with Chucky Hansen, back and forth on the ballot, they simply reprinted them 3 times. They reprinted the bunch of ballots for Miss Chucky Hansen. So that is no excuse.
Reporting for News 2, I'm April Knight.
And as for voters looking to cast those ballots on Saturday, make sure, here are some last-minute reminders on who can go to the polls, where the polling places are, and what the competition looks like for various races.
The primaries are only 2 days away. Here's what voters need to know before heading over to the polls on Saturday. Remember, this year only one party can go and vote.
Anyone who is a registered Democrat can come in and vote for the individuals who are nominated for public office from the Democratic Party, and to vote for the candidates for party officers of the Democratic Party, the state chair, the district chair, the territorial committee for the District of St. Thomas.
None of the Democratic public races are unopposed. On the St. Croix ballot, 12 people are vying for the 7 available senatorial nominations. On St. Thomas, 9 senatorial candidates are also vying for 7 seats. 2 candidates are running for the single slot for at-large senator. Former Senator Ronald Russell, meanwhile, is challenging the incumbent Stacey Plaskett for the congressional delegate nomination. Also, remember, several polling sites are now closed, so don't go to the Ulla Muller, Guy Benjamin, and E. Benjamin Oliver sites on St. Thomas, or to St. Gerard's on St. Croix. Go to these polling places instead. Election officials are currently meeting with candidates to go over important details before voting day.
To discuss election day procedures, closing of the early voting, what happens to the ballots, when we're going to start counting absentee ballots, and all those good stuff.
Reporting for News 2, I'm April Knight.
St. Croix District Board of Elections Chairwoman Liliana Belardo de O'Neill announces that Vitron will operate its regular fixed route schedule from 5:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. on Saturday, August 6th. The ADA paratransit buses will transport persons with special needs and seniors directly to the polling precincts by appointment only. Appointments must be made 24 hours in advance by calling 340-773-1290. On St. Thomas, police are requesting the community's assistance in locating a missing minor. Kiara Foy, age 16, was last seen on Monday, August 1st in the area of Estate Friedenhoy wearing a long black and white animal print pajama pants and a green short-sleeve shirt. Kiara Foy, African-American female, 5'3", weighs 120 pounds. She has dark brown hair, brown eyes, and a resident of Tortola, BVI. If anyone has any information on her location or sightings, please notify Detective Rael Donisog or Detective Cleopatra Brooks at 340-715-5541, 715-5542, or 715-5540. You can also call 911 or Crime Stoppers USVI at 1-800-222-TIPS. VIPD St. Croix Police Chief WINSBUT McFarland, Deputy Mark Canero, and Officer Griffin, they hosted a community meeting in Grove Place, St. Croix, Wednesday night. This is just one of many neighborhoods planned to hear directly from the VIPD about initiatives as well as opportunities for residents to air their concerns.
We are part of this community, and if we don't get our message through, so remember whether it's Grove Place, Williams, or like Campo Rico, wherever, if we can't get this message through to the people in our community, then man, our hope is lost. And I hate to say that, because we ain't got no Superman wrong here. All we got to play our part.
The VIPD is going from neighborhood to neighborhood to hear directly from residents and to share the latest initiatives as it relates to their concerns, such as crime.
So our home is right here. It's right here. It's not that we don't want to do our part, but the police department on its own cannot do more than it's doing unless the community get involved. This is not a police issue.
A community meeting was hosted in Grove Place on Wednesday. In attendance, residents, Grove Place Action Committee, and members of the clergy. The police chief gave an update on recent shootings and explained why, as a small community, we need to come together.
This is a Halloween issue. Everybody have to play their role, and unless we play our role, man, we ain't got more of this. And eventually, believe it or not, eventually, it gonna come to your doorstep. And when them two guys get shooting Lagoon, I wasn't even on the island. But automatically when I hear it for 2 days, I had stiff neck. Couldn't sleep. And I didn't know one of them was my cousin. I know the guy was my grandchildren, uncle, but I didn't know the other one was my cousin.
He said this gathering is the first of many, kicking off a series of meetings that will be coming to your neighborhood.
And this meeting shouldn't be just a handful. We understand we're brainstorming. We got to get more of our community involved. We got to get them people in Neutral Home involved, Lorraine Village. We got to get them here in these kind of meetings, these kind of settings, so they can understand the importance of their involvement.
And again, Chief McFarland is taking his passionate plea to other communities as well. Turn our attention overseas. Donald Trump is trailing badly in the polls and struggling to bring in donations from top GOP donors. But it may not matter. Thanks to a new haul of smaller donations, Trump is closing the fundraising gap with Hillary Clinton. Scott McLean has more from Washington.
Marked by controversy and party division, Donald Trump has had a rough week. The proof is in the polls. A new Fox News poll shows Clinton widening the gap over Trump, now leading by 10 points.
The poll should be a wake-up call to Mr. Trump. He's losing to a person who people believe is a liar. He's losing to a person that people don't trust.
Separate polls also show Clinton leading by wide margins in key swing states, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. Trump's running mate Mike Pence says he may be down, but not out.
Donald Trump is still standing and fighting for the American people in front of thousands of people, and he will make America great again.
While the polling gap is growing, the fundraising gap is shrinking. Trump and the RNC raised $82 million in July, just shy of the $90 million raised by Clinton and the DNC. The GOP ticket is struggling to collect checks from top donors, but it may not need them. The campaign says most of the money is in small donations, evidence of solid grassroots support.
The $80 million haul in July really shows you how many Americans believe enough in Donald Trump's candidacy and don't want Hillary Clinton to be president.
But Trump's grassroots support doesn't always extend to his own party.
People ask me, what do you think about Trump? Honestly, I don't care for him much.
Colorado Congressman Mike Coffman became the latest Republican to distance himself from the party nominee. Proof Trump still has work to do. In Washington, I'm Scott McLean.
And keeping our eye on the economy, apparently no payday envy at Apple. The tech company says it has achieved its goal of establishing pay equity. Apple released its report on inclusion and diversity this week. It says the company had been working on putting in place equal pay for women and men for the past year. The pay equity goal focused on workers with similar roles and performance. According to the report, women at Apple now earn $1 for every dollar male employees earn, and minorities earn $1 for every dollar white employees earn. Apple is still dominated by white males. Whites comprise 56% of the U.S. workforce, and 68% of the global workforce is male. Here's a look at the stock market watch at the New York Stock Exchange. As we can see, the Dow down 2, NASDAQ and S&P up. Coming up on News 2, we have some hurricane season information, and our Brazil team representing the VI in Rio will have some information coming up. Welcome back. Hurricane season preps are underway. Hopefully your hurricane kit is ready, fully stocked. The American Red Cross says the inspections have been done and shelters have been named. Please keep these locations in mind on St. Thomas, St. Croix, and St. John.
We inspected the shelters, and the primary shelters on St. Croix are Claudio Marco School, St. Croix Educational Complex, the Hubert Grigg Home, and we have the special medical needs shelter that's going to be operated by the Department of Health.
Okay.
On St. Thomas, the shelters are Blue Water Bible College, the Niski Moravian School, Lockett School, the Nude Hansen Human Services Complex, and also the Human Services Head Start in Estate Thomas, and Bertha Busholter School, and then the Special Medical Needs Complex at the Roy Lester Snyder Hospital. And we have 3 shelters on St. John, which are the Guy Benjamin School, and we also have the Julia Sprouse School and the Bethany Moravian Church.
Okay.
So those are the 3 sites. On St. John, there is not a special medical needs shelter.
The Walawi Hospital and Medical Center's Nutrition Services Department will be temporarily providing dietary services off-site. This week, the drainage pipes in the kitchen collapsed, and one of Louise' Management and Maintenance Department have been working expeditiously to address that problem. Therefore, the food preparation services was moved off-site. One of Louise' leadership is close to entering into an MOU with another government agency in order to safely prepare patient meals. The Tropical Treats Cafeteria provides food for one of Louise' employees as well as the public, and it will be closed during this time. One of Louise' Management is in the process of identifying food vendors who can provide catering or on-site meals for the convenience of employees. Frederick said Healthcare, Inc., in conjunction with other federally qualified health centers throughout the U.S., has joined the annual National Health Centers Week campaign from August 7th to August 13th. The goal is to raise awareness about the mission and accomplishments of health centers. Frederick said healthcare has events scheduled. Monday, August 8th, Taxi Driver Association at the Rolson Airport from 9 to 12. Tuesday, August 9th, the Horsemen Association at the Doc James Racetrack from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. Wednesday, August 10th, Welcome All Small Business Owners at the Frederick said Healthcare Building from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Thursday, it's Senior Day at Wim Gardens, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, and Louis E. Brown Apartments, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Then Saturday, it's Fishermen and Farmers, Lorraine Farmers Market, that's from 8 a.m. to noon. And just a quick note, all Frederick said healthcare sites will be closed on Friday, August 12th. Virgin Islands Department of Education State Office of Curriculum and Instruction invites the community to participate in an online survey that requests feedback on pressing educational issues and how the United States Department of Education's comprehensive centers can provide assistance to address those issues. The 5-question survey can be found on the department's website at www.vide.vi, that's www.vide.vi, in the slideshow that's located at the top of the page. The deadline to respond is August 18th. Still have some time. Well, do you know who our athletes are? The Virgin Islands Olympic Committee announced the names of those who have qualified for Virgin Islands Rio 26 Olympics. They are on their way. They're already there. Laverne Jones is competing in the 200 meters. Kaylee Watson swimming, Rex Tillius swimming, Mohammed Halim triple jump, Eddie Lovett 110 meters hurdle, Clayton Laurent Jr. boxing, and Cy Thompson sailing. Now you can learn more about our athletes on the Facebook page at Virgin Islands Olympic Committee. Well, with only hours left before the grand opening, the Olympic Games, McDonald's, the official restaurant of the Olympic Games, has opened its restaurant in the international zone of the Olympic Village in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Olympic athletes, their coaches, and Olympic officials will enjoy complimentary meals at McDonald's throughout the Games. This is the 11th consecutive Olympic Games for which McDonald's is the official sponsor. There will be more than 100 McDonald's restaurants in Rio open. Now, just last month, the VI Olympic team in St. Thomas here made an official announcement of McDonald's sponsorship and launch of collectible commemorative items. On August 6, McDonald's will host the opening of the largest McDonald's Desert Center in the world, also in the Olympic Park. Since 1976, McDonald's has been a partner of the Olympic movement. They will offer more than 150 Brazilian employees the opportunity to host visitors from all countries, and they will bring 100 children from around the world, including Argentina, Chile, Costa Rica, Mexico, Panama, Puerto Rico, Martinique, Guadeloupe, and Brazil, to live unique experiences for 1 week and simultaneously to be part of the inaugural opening ceremony of the Olympic Games in Rio's Maracanã Stadium. The Brazilian Ministry of Sports released a video of the final preps on many of the venues for the Olympics. For the first time in history, a refugee Olympic team will be competing in the Olympics. There they are, to represent the more than 21.3 million refugees around the world. Also, Russia's team for the Rio Games will comprise of about 270 athletes. The IOC asked individual federations to decide whether Russians could compete following the country's doping scandal. The International Weightlifting Federation excluded all 8 Russians entered for Rio last week, and the Court of Arbitration for Sport ruled the ban had been properly applied. Appeals by 17 Russian rowers were also rejected at the hearing in Brazil. Well, some more news beginning on August 5th to the 21st. Innovative Cable TV brings you NBC Universal's coverage of the 2016 Rio Olympic Games through multiple platforms. You can watch live TV coverage or live streaming. Watch on any of the NBC Universal networks through the Rio app on the Watch TV Everywhere platform, or you can click on the link which is provided on Innovative's webpage to access the Rio Olympic site. And be sure to watch the 2016 Rio Olympic Games on the following networks of NBC Universal: Bravo Channel 97, CNBC Channel 155, the Golf Channel, Channel 126 St. Thomas, St. John, and 127 St. Croix, MSNBC Channel 145, NBC Channel 11, NBC Sports Channel 40, Telemundo Channel 58, USA Channel 95. In addition, Innovative TV, Cable TV, will offer 2 specialty channels for Olympic basketball and soccer. Basketball Channel 44, Soccer Channel 45, and those specialty channels will focus solely on each of the respective sports. Innovative again offers live streaming through the Rio app, which is available on the Watch TV Everywhere platform. For TV Everywhere users only, NBCU will have a Goal Zone coverage featuring the most exciting live Olympic coverage. Use the Innovative website to access the 2016 Rio Olympic site and the Watch TV Everywhere platform. We'll turn our attention back to the BVI. from this week. The East End Long Look leg of the Emancipation Parade was held on Wednesday. Delta Petroleum, which was the largest of the small number of troops that participated, including a NYSOCA troop, the troop from the main sponsor of the 2016 festivities, One Mart Supermarket. They included a high-energy team. Parade watchers lined up along the main road in East End. Other troops that participated included the Limping Jack, the Island Gems, and of course, clowns. Be sure to stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.
Well, the next tropical wave heading into the Virgin Islands and the Leeward Islands for tonight, going to be bringing in some steadier showers and the chance for some thunderstorms. Here it is on our current satellite. You can notice the shades of gray to white, bright white, indicating some thunderstorms and also some thicker clouds. So for tonight, do exercise a bit of caution. A few thunderstorms in some spots. Our overnight low will be right around 82 degrees. For tomorrow in St. John, our daytime high comes in at 91. Still a few showers lingering as that tropical wave continues to move out of our region. St. Thomas, temperatures in the lower 90s with a shower or two still around as well. Again, that tropical wave just bringing in a better chance to see some wet weather over the next 24 hours or so. St. Croix at the 90 mark, also with some passing showers lingering into the area. Now, boaters do want to exercise caution tonight, not only on the Atlantic-facing coastline, but also in the Caribbean, as our winds are pretty breezy out of the east between 10 to 15 knots. And I wouldn't be surprised if we had a few gusts that were higher than that due to the tropical wave. In addition, our waves are between 4 to 6 feet. Some locations could see that rise to about 7 to 8 feet. So we definitely want to be paying close attention and exercising caution tonight. That is also the similar conditions for the Caribbean-facing beaches. Waves are between 4 to 6 feet. As we head into our extended forecast, the next tropical wave going to be arriving on Saturday, and this one's just a little faster and a little more potent. That'll bring in a few showers for Saturday, lingering into Sunday with our daytime highs in the upper 80s to lower 90s. Then into the early half of the week, we should be watching some dry air move in, some Saharan dust, might even be a little bit hazy Monday into Tuesday with a stray shower possible and our daytime highs in the 90s. Sandy, back to you.
Thanks for that, Molly. Time for our News 2 weather picture there by Kemoy Crook, 9 years of age, representing the Lockhart Elementary School. Kemoy included the sunshine to remind us we're in the middle of summer, but then the dark clouds to remind us about that tropical wave in our area. So be sure to keep the umbrellas handy. Kemoy, thank you for that. Send us your News 2 weather picture to News 2, Innovative Business Center, 4611 Tutu Park, Suite 300, St. Thomas VI 00802.